I'm back with the RS. I know I've been a bit slack recently in getting some videos up about the RS, but I've just been incredibly busy. Business has been really busy. I was over in the UK for a bit. In fact, actually, while I was in England, actually I was in Wales. Shouldn't say England when I'm in Wales. I went to Wales to see some family, and the most bizarre thing happened. I was in Swansea town centre, and some guy tapped me on the back, and he went, "I've watched all your videos." It was really surreal because I'm so out of context in Swansea town centre. Really nice chap, George. Hi, George. Great to meet you there, by the way. And thanks for saying hi. And we've also had some really, really bad weather here in Spain, believe it or not. I mean, I don't know if you saw it on the news, but we had some horrendous torrential storms that caused quite a lot of damage. The roads are really bad, and there was just lots of stuff going on. The weather's been terrible. So it's just not conducive to making videos. So let's dig in today. This brings me nicely onto the worst thing about this car. Now, I don't like all these videos where they do 5 things I hate about this car and 5 things. It's just like, hate is such a strong word. There's things that you might not really like or things that might bother you, but to hate something, that's pretty dramatic. So I've never wanted to do a I hate video. I don't like those. I know they're very popular. It's not my sort of thing though. I am definitely a very much a glass is always half full type positive person. I don't look at the negative side of stuff. You see, when I've done reviews with a car, I tend to be quite honest. You know, if there's something I don't like, I just say it. If there's something I really like, I really say it. I tend to really focus on the positives. With any car, you can always find something wrong with it. There's always a negative. You can always say plenty of positive stuff, but there's always plenty of negative stuff, and it's not good to focus on the negatives. Every car's got its negatives. It's better off always focusing on the positives. Now, I am not blinded by the fact that, you know, I love this car. This car is brilliant. As my daily driver, I can't imagine a more fun, exciting, cool car to have. And I know some people might argue that, but I love this car. I'm not oblivious to the fact that there are things that aren't great about this car. But there is one particular thing that I haven't mentioned before. I haven't mentioned it on purpose because I wanted to see what it was like over a period of time to live with that issue, for want for a better word. And so I didn't raise it in any of my videos, and I know it's been discussed previously in forums and in other videos and stuff. I've personally never mentioned it because I've wanted to see what it's like to live with it and then mention it. So I'm mentioning it today. But it's not, for example, the high seating position that is slightly raised, or this sort of like this armrest which is slightly lower than you would hope. You'd like to be able to raise this armrest, which you can't. It's not the stiff ride, which has you jiggling around quite a lot sometimes on bumpy roads, or the lack of a spare wheel, or that the sound system's a bit rubbish, or that the sat-nav is horrendous and I want to smash it to pieces, or the shallow boot, which you can fix, by the way, if you watch one of my videos, by taking all the stuff out of the boot. I think we may be here some time. Or the high fuel consumption, although I have shown in a previous video that if you drive gingerly you can actually get around that. Or the high oil consumption, which I know Ford has just released a recall on that. So, or the maybe unexciting interior, which doesn't reflect sort of the coolness of the outside. Or maybe the small fuel tank, meaning that you have to fill up quite a lot. Nope, it's none of those, because all of those I can live with. I'm absolutely fine with all of them. The worst thing about this car, by far, is the turning circle. Now, I haven't wanted to bring this up before because I didn't know whether it was a big deal or not. You know, when I first drove the car and I went to park it, I was like, whoa, okay, this is slightly trickier than I thought it was going to be. And especially when I used my girlfriend's Audi A4, which is like, has like a turning circle of a London taxi. I think a Formula 1 car has a better turning circle than this. But is it such a big deal? Well, my big thing was, I didn't want to mention it because is it really a problem? Is it really, can you live with it? It's fine. And I gave this a lot of thought because I think, for example, if you live in the States where everybody drives enormous cars or trucks or RVs or whatever they are, they're enormous. They're huge. You've got these big roads and big parking spaces and stuff. And I think, well, maybe it's not such an issue if you live in the States, for example. But here in little Europe, we have little parking spaces and we have little roads. We have narrow roads. We have busy roads. But we also have mini roundabouts. And mini roundabouts get very embarrassing when you can't do them in one go, because everyone you just look like you're a bad driver and that you can't go round a roundabout in one go. So it causes me a problem sometimes, because if you're coming into quite a tight area, and in a normal car you would just be able to turn and go round this corner, this tight entrance to something. In this car you can't. You sort of run out of steering lock. And then you just look like you're stupid, because then you're having to do this 10-point turn to try and get in or out of a car park or something. It's like, oh my God. And I just want to get out and say to people, it's not me. It's the car. I can't turn any more than this. And so actually it has bothered me. Strangely, it has bothered me. I didn't want it to bother me. Like I said, I'm a very positive person, so I always look at the positives and everything, and I'm like, oh, well, I can live with it. It's not a big deal. Sometimes it is a big deal. Trying to turn the car around, you see, I can't finish the manoeuvre. Just makes you look stupid. We're on a big roundabout, and that's absolutely fine. Now we're going to come up to a mini roundabout, which is not fine. There's a standard mini roundabout that you get in Europe. Lots of little town centres and stuff. Right, so here you go. So in this mini roundabout, in every other car I've ever driven, I can get round in one go. So watch this, right? This is where it gets embarrassing now. So I try and go wide, and yep, I'm going to run this guy over, and whoa, completely miss it. Sorry, excuse me. Wait, thank you. Okay. So often what I end up doing is going all the way down to the other roundabout, which is a bit bigger, and then turning around down there, because it's too embarrassing to turn there. Let's do it again. I'll show you that it's absolutely impossible. It's impossible to negotiate these small roundabouts in one go. But it's not just roundabouts. It's not just roundabouts. Roundabouts are just the most embarrassing ones. Alright, see, so this guy's going to come on my right. He's going to go, he's going to just turn around. But no. That's my friend Andy. Yeah, see, having to turn, sorry. No, hold on, thank you. It's just really embarrassing. See, I've even gone red. So here's another example, normal streets. And you see here, you come along, you think, I'm just going to turn right, and you run out of road. So you've got to do it twice. Which is always a bit embarrassing. But there is a solution. I think the focus in general, the turning circle, is not great. It's just accentuated in a car like this with wider tyres, wider wheels, and so obviously they can't turn as much. I'm assuming that's why the turning circle's bad, but I do have a solution. Can't probably use it all the time. See, fortunately, somebody at Ford thought, hold on a minute, we've designed this car, it's very quick, it handles amazingly, it's got this great four-wheel drive system, but the turning circle is a bit crap. We need to provide some assistance for the driver to be able to turn the car around in a tight area. And they gave us drift mode. So if you put it in drift mode, all of a sudden, no roundabout is an issue. That is how you negotiate a small roundabout and a Focus RS. Well, I hope you found that useful and interesting. That is, I think, the main issue with the car. Everything else is tiny in comparison, you know, and when you drive this car and you enjoy it, it's brilliant. It just never ceases to amaze me how much fun this car is. So don't let the turning circle put you off. It is livable with, but it is probably the thing that's the worst thing about the entire car, by far. There you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and give us a thumbs up and share it. Do whatever you need to do. Really be great to get some more people seeing the channel. Catch up with you soon. See you next time. Happy drifting.